2025 has come to a close, and it has been a year to say the least. It feels like I have gone through so many different eras in just one year that I feel like should be a few years. This feels like my 2021 or 2020 all over again. So let's do a review of 2025, and then I'm going to get into my goals of 2026 and what I want to accomplish, and this will hopefully be something we can look at later in the year. First things first, at the beginning of the year, I made a goal to read one book a month, and I drastically failed at that. I am not gonna lie. A part of me asks, can we count the Bible? Because I read a few books in the Bible, but I don't know if we're gonna count that, because I literally showed all the books I wanted to read every single month. I did not read them. I'm giving myself a little bit of excuse though, because of just how much stuff happened to me this year, which we're going to get into. I was pregnant at the beginning of this year. I started my second trimester at the beginning of this year, and I was really pregnant and getting really exhausted. I went to work. I worked at a job that was physically and mentally draining and sometimes emotional, if I'm being perfectly honest. I worked at an ABA center for children, and it was the best experience. I worked there for 2 years. I loved all the kids I worked with. I love these kids. Like, kids with autism are some of the most special kids out there. I love the job. I loved my coworkers. I feel like I had so much social interaction, and I just had such a good time. I found one of my really good friends. Like, I talked to her literally almost every single day. Like, we literally started the job on the same day. We did orientation together, and after I quit that job, I just focused on preparing the house and preparing myself for having a baby, because I was due in 6 weeks and I just wanted to get everything settled, and I wanted to write and just all that stuff. And then I had a baby, and that was hard. That was really hard. That was the darkest my life has been in a long time. Like, I hadn't had those dark thoughts since I was probably 18. I'm 23, if that gives some insight of just how long ago those thoughts were. And the only reason I got through it was Christ, and that's another huge thing that happened to me this year. I came to Christ. I made a whole video on it. I surrendered myself to him, and the more and more I learn about him and get closer to him, oh my gosh, my heart always gets so filled. Like, when I talk about it with the Spirit, I love Christ so much. Like, I could cry about it. I just get so filled with peace and love when I talk about him, and oh my gosh, I am so happy I've gone on the journey of becoming a Christian. I love Christ. He has helped me so much, especially during postpartum. I don't think I'd be able to survive. I think when people look at me, they're like, well, you're obviously a woman. And I've been told, like, a woman that has been thriving in motherhood. And I think the only reason was because I had Christ, because I prayed to him, because I wanted to be closer to him, and becoming closer to him really helped me tremendously. And I give advice to all postpartum moms out there to really lean on Christ, because no one else knows what you're going through. Like, other people do, like, in a sense, like, I can empathize with my friend who's having a hard time. However, I don't know her mental state. I don't know exactly what she's thinking, what she's feeling, and that's a great thing. Christ does. Anyway, giving birth to my daughter and Christ have been the two biggest things in my life this year that have really affected me emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and has made me so much happier. Like, I told my husband this, and it's so strange that, like, as I was leaving the hospital, I felt like a part of me died and I was a brand new person. Like, I felt like a little bit like a phoenix of, I'm no longer the person I was when I went into that hospital. I am an entirely different person. And I think that's a pretty common feeling. And instead of mourning who I was before, I've been just trying to embrace who I am now. That was a season in my life where I was just a pregnant mom. I was just Melinda, married to my husband for 4 years. I wasn't a mom. And now this is a new season of my life of having a little baby, and it's the best season I've had. It's hard. It is so hard, but it's the most rewarding thing I have ever done. And I love it. I love being a mom. And then what else happened this year? You might be wondering. I then also finished my 5th round of editing for my book, which was pretty spectacular. I am editing the vlog for that right now, and I will be hopefully posting it sometime this next coming month. If not, it's gonna probably be in January, February. That's definitely coming out, and it's definitely gonna be here. But that was a fun experience. Stressful, but fun. Another exciting thing that happened this year is that I sent my book to beta readers for the first time, and that was really exciting, and I actually was surprised by the outcome because I thought everyone was going to hate my book. Actually, people like it and that's a good thing. And so I'm just trying to now this coming year I'm going to hone in on it, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. Overall, this year was so crazy. I went through so many seasons. I experienced very hardcore spiritual warfare for the first time, which has been something, and it's okay. It's like I'm getting through it with Christ as always. It's just been a lot this year, and it does feel like I have been living in multiple years in one single year when I look back on it, because to my head it's like it feels like time flew, like it's only been a year. But at the same time I'm like, it feels like I've lived 3 years, 3 different phases of my life all in 1 year, and it's been crazy. But I am super excited for 2026 for so many reasons, because I think that I'm hoping this is the year that I actually become mentally, emotionally, and physically healthy. I want to be healthy. That's the biggest thing I have for this year, is that I want to be healthy. And if you watch any of my reels or shorts, you will have seen that I have been kind of going on a health journey. I kind of stopped in around September-ish because my life got crazy. My cousin from Australia came to visit, and it was a lot of fun, but I just kind of got into a rut of I wasn't making any health content, and then I felt like an imposter when I tried to make them, and I just felt disingenuous. So I'm gonna try something new this coming year with it. I'm not gonna put as much pressure on myself, because this year when I was trying to do the whole healthy journey thing, I was trying to upload like almost every single day except for weekends, and that is not healthy, I don't think. I already feel like I have a pretty busy life. I'm gonna try to upload 2 shorts a week, hopefully one about health, hopefully the other one about writing / any videos that I have up. And then I'm hoping as I get into the groove I can bump that up to 3, maybe 4, depending on the week. And I'm not going to put so much pressure on myself to just pump out as many as those. I know that I need to make them. I think those were the days I was the most healthiest. But the thing is from those videos, I did find ways to be more healthy, and I'm very excited about it. Now, I'm going to be very frank with you. I know that we live in a very body positivity era and culture, but the thing is that I don't feel good in my body, and this is the heaviest I have ever been. But I understand why. This is not an unhealthy mindset. Before we get into this is a seeing something that I don't like and I want to fix it. So I'm about 190 pounds. I usually would average between 145 to 160, a pretty healthy range for my age and body type and height, whatever, and I was pretty happy with it. But I thought I was just going to bounce back, because I've seen so many women just bounce back without not really doing anything about it, and it's been very not fun for me in my own mental space, because I understand why it happened. That's the thing, is I can logically understand why it happened. I can look at my body and I understand why I am more overweight. My stretch marks don't actually bother me at all. To me, I'm like, that just proves that I pushed out a little baby. Like, I don't mind my stretch marks at all. I just don't. They're just the reality of my life. However, my weight is something I can control. And so that is one thing that I want to also deal with. So I bought myself a walking pad, a treadmill thing, and I have been using it, and I just try to walk at least 30 minutes to an hour every single day, even if it's just chalked up. And I would go on walks outside. However, I have to go with my baby, and I'm still nervous as a new mom to go out on long walks with her when she's so young, when it's cold outside, and so I don't really want to do that. And especially how the weather is getting sometimes more snowy, sometimes more rainy, I can't always go on a walk every day. And I learned that a good compromise is I walk on the treadmill while I write and I edit videos, and it's actually pretty nice. And I'm going to try to keep that up this coming year, and I'm going to try to get into shape. I'm not trying to like have this goal. I don't want to be more than so and so pounds. No, I'm just going to worry about getting to a point where I feel comfortable in my own skin again, where I feel healthy and I feel good. And I think that's the best I can do. Another goal I have for this year is to come closer to Christ and read the Bible entirely. I started from the Old Testament because I thought that that would be the best way for me to understand the Bible this past year, but honestly, it has made me stuck at many places. And so I watched this video where it actually recommended that you start reading the New Testament first and then go into the Old Testament. And so I've been doing that, and it has made me want to read way more likely because I'm stuck on numbers in the Old Testament because, guys, that is boring. Like, people say, no, Leviticus is the most boring book. I'm like, no, Numbers is, because I'm just getting told these many people were here, those many people were there, that's how many sheep they had. I'm like, I don't care about how many sheep they had. I want to know what God has to say about my soul. That's all I want to know. But I am hopefully wanting to finish the whole book entirely. I am actually like have the goals in the future. This is not the season for it. We'll see when the season happens, but I do want to get other Bibles and read different versions, because right now I'm reading the King James Version, and then I want to get a new King James Version, and then I want to get the International Version. I want to get all the different versions. I want to read all of them and see where they align, where they don't align. I just want to understand it as best I can. I fully want to learn Hebrew, and I want to know Greek. I want to study the history of the Bible as well, because it's so fascinating, guys. Like, I have always loved history, and the history of the Bible is even more fascinating than so many other things. Like, oh my gosh, I could go on and on and on. But those are my future goals, and I know that the only ways I can get to those future goals is if right now I just finish the Bible and I try to understand it the best I can, because right now I am reading it through, and then afterwards it's going to be like full-on Bible study, like highlighters and journal on me at all times. Right now I'm just trying to read it, so I have read it and I have heard the Word of God, and then I'm going to fully study it afterwards, because I feel like that's the best way for me to read and know something. But it's a goal, and I think it's a good small goal to have. So one of the biggest things, and this is a big goal that's vague, but there's like a bunch of specific things that I'm going to try to do to accomplish this goal, is trying to stay in the moment more, because I have a hard time with that. I'm not gonna lie. I have diagnosed anxiety that has gone down since I started more and more following God and like just giving my life to Him. That has helped me quite a bit, not being so anxious about everything. However, I still have those moments, and I still think about everything I have to do, everything that needs to get done. I want to just stay in the moment more, and I kind of put some more pinpoints of what I want. I want to have less screen time, and I've also been experimenting with, I did it once, but I want to try doing it again tomorrow, but maybe not as to the extreme sense that I did last time, but not doing any screens during the day on Sunday, just to try to focus on Christ. I think that is best ways I feel like will help me stay in the moment, because when I did it, I did stay in the moment so well. I talked to God more than I ever have in a day when I didn't really use that many screens, and that should tell us something about society, you know? Another thing is letting life slow me down, because I have noticed with having a baby, it really does slow down your life every single day and makes you stay in the moment a little bit more. And I need to let that happen more often, which goes along with a less screen time, and not feel like I need to be go, because I used to be like that all the time, of just go. Now, all of this to say, I understand that this goal is a way more vague goal. It's a little bit harder to have like actual like little pinpoints, because I understand the whole like goal chart of big goals, small goals, lifelong goals, short-term goals. Like, I know like you're meant to like do bullet points to help with all that, and I have done that with a lot of these thoughts, at least in my brain. I've done that, But this one of trying to just stay in the moment is way more vague than any of them. But I want to try to accomplish it, and then end of next year I'll let you know if I have stay in the moment more, because I just want to be there more and centered more, especially for watching my daughter grow up, because I understand that these days are long but the years are short. Now the last two goals, which I feel like are more, in a sense, superficial goals than the last three. The last three were very about my soul, my mental health, all those things. These two are more like, I guess, career goals, if I'm being perfectly honest. The first one is I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Now, I've had this goal kind of in my brain for a long time, but I have not done it. I have not been consistent enough. And that's why this year I'm kind of putting my foot down with myself. I have to post every week, every Saturday. It used to be every Wednesday, but I think doing every Wednesday was too much for me. If I am being perfectly honest, doing every Wednesday was too much, because in my head, Wednesday is not the end of the week. It's in the middle of the week, so it freaked me out, because doing it every Wednesday for some reason is too much for me, but doing it on Saturdays for some reason feels okay in my brain. I think it's because it means I have the work week to get it done, rather than I have to work on the weekend kind of vibe. But I just want to do it. For one, I enjoy talking to a camera. I like to talk, guys. I am a blabbermouth. I like to just sit and talk to people. Quite literally, a good time. Don't ask me, hey, you want to come over to watch a movie? Do you want to come over and do this craft? Maybe I will do that craft with you. Maybe I'll watch that movie. You want to come over and just yap as we drink some tea, as we sip some wine, as we snack? Yes, please. I would love to do that. I love to talk. I love to listen. I need to get better at it. That is something I've been trying. But I love to talk. I love to yap. So I love to yap. I love it. Talking is my favorite thing. And I have a lot of opinions, as you can probably see by just looking at my YouTube channel. But I just enjoy it. Another selfish reason is I need to advertise my book. And sadly today, in nowadays climate, that you have to market your book to other people, and a lot of people like it if you start marketing before you even publish, and it's because it makes people feel like they're on that journey. And you know what? Come on the journey with me, guys. I actually really enjoy doing vlogs. I actually really enjoy editing vlogs. It's fun. That long story short, I'm going to try to upload every week. Now, the other thing is, I kind of mentioned it before, where I just want to post at least 2 reels a week, because I do enjoy doing reels, and I do know that's how you can advertise YouTube videos. Dude, life is just advertising now. Have you guys realized that? It's kind of dumb. It's dumb. You're just advertising yourself all the time. If you want to sell anything, you have to advertise yourself. And it's frustrating, but it's fun, but it's frustrating. It's fun meaning it's fun making the content. It's fun talking on camera to you guys and being let's have a little chat. Let's have a little girl time, or if you're a guy, buddy time. I don't know, but it's fun. Okay, it's fun. Long story short, it's dumb that we have to advertise ourselves nowadays just to be successful in a lot of things. Even business owners, for actual legitimate businesses, it's best if they go on social media, because it's the best way to advertise their business. It's kind of dumb, but it's fun to just yap on the internet, and it's fun to watch people yap. I love it. It's a double-edged sword. Now, the last one, which I just think really hard on this one, because I could have gone hardcore and gone into one direction, or have some grace on myself and go in one direction, or go in the middle. I kind of went in the middle, I would say. I am going to try to get my book editor ready by the end of this year, and that's the hope. Because one, I was hoping, when I was looking at my book and looking at everything, because I can feel that I'm close, I can feel the finish line. I can see it in the distance, but I feel like it's at least not as close as I want it to be, but it's there. It is in the distance, and I can feel it. However, it is not done. I'm not there yet. If that makes sense. I'm not preparing myself to make the last effort sprint. I am still jogging to conserve energy. Does that make any sense to any of you? I hope this marathon analogy is making sense. Anyways, I am now writing my third draft of my book. I also filmed a video of doing that. That's hopefully going to come out in like February, of doing a bit of NaNoWriMo month. However, I at first was having the delusional thought, okay, I'm going to get my book to agents by the end of this year. And I kind of had to just think it to myself, Melinda, no. I don't think you're going to be able to do it. I just don't. And honestly, I think it'd be best if I don't put so much pressure when I have all these other things I want to do this year. I have so much I want to do. Yes, writing almost always takes a priority over a lot of things, except for like episode course, family in Christ. But my writing takes a priority over a lot of things. But I still need to do another round or two of beta readers. I also need to edit the crap out of my book. I need to fix so many chapters. And yes, I would love to get my book out to my editor friend from the Best Edition Editing. I'll leave it in the description because she's so good at editing and she understands books so well. Really check her out. Her name is Serena. I love her. I would love to send it to her, but I have a lot to do, and even though my brain still thinks I am Melinda of 2024, I am not that Melinda. I am not the Melinda who can wake up at 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m., write until it's time to get ready for work, go to work, and then come home and write some more. I am not that woman anymore. I am mom that wakes up multiple times a night to take care of a baby, and then I have to soothe her back to sleep. I have a whole entirely different schedule now. Like, I am not 2024 Melinda. I am 2025 Melinda, or getting into 2026, who has a lot on her shoulders, has a lot more stuff she's doing, and so I need to have way more grace with myself and not force myself to do something that is just going to make myself spiral. I need to be realistic about what I need to do, what I want, and my goals. That is something I need to be doing actively, is be realistic about my goals. And I am excited. Don't get me wrong, I'm really excited because I can see the finish line. However, I need to slow my pace down a little bit and understand that I am going to get to that finish line and it's going to be great. I'm going to run across that line and feel amazing when my book finally publishes, that I am so excited for. However, I need to calm down, take a deep breath, and just finish writing it without this pressure that I put on myself that is only myself. My husband was literally telling me this over Christmas. I was so stressed out on Monday and Tuesday and a bit of Wednesday because I was getting Christmas ready. I decided to make 6 different kind of cookies for Christmas boxes because I thought, for one, I didn't have to make multiple batches of the same cookie, and 2, I just wanted to be extra. It was a way that I could show people that I care and that I care about them. And my husband, he is always the one who calls me out when I am being ridiculous in how I am treating myself. He just told me, you are putting way too much pressure on yourself that is only pressure from yourself. And at first, when I was in the thick of it, I was annoyed at that comment. In my head, I was like, you don't understand. I need to make all these cookies and I need to box them. I need to make them look pretty. I then need to wrap presents for my baby because I've been procrastinating that. And it was just this whole thing in my head where my husband was trying to get me to realize that it's all in my head and to stop putting so much pressure on myself because I'm making this pressure up. It is not me. No one is expecting me to make these 6 different kinds of cookies. That's a me thing. Long story short, I am this year trying not to put as much pressure on myself that is made up in my brain. And so that's why I'm just going to focus on getting my book editor ready and get it as edited as I can because I don't want to be so stressed out that I just don't get anything done. All of this to say, 2026 is exciting. I really hope that my goals will come into fruition. And I think that the only way I can get it done is to just do it. And I am just so excited for this year. I'm excited. We're going to praise God. We're going to get things that we've been putting off. All of us. I'm looking at you in the camera now. All of us need to get things done that we've been putting off for years, things we wanted to do, that Christ might have told us to do, that we've been putting off for years. We're going to get it done. But God bless everyone and have a great year, and let's accomplish things together. Okay? I'm looking at you. Philip. I don't know if there's a Philip watching this. I'd be really shocked if there was. Anyways, Godspeed.